on. And it's really significant when you understand the history of the mucusless diet, how the mucusless diet came out of Germany. Arnold Ehret's German, and made its way to California, and then made its way to Cincinnati, and it has been something that has really been attractive to artists and musicians and people that already understand, getting themselves together on a certain level. We have a phone call. Greetings, you're on the Immortality Pipeline.
Greetings.
Hey, what's going on? Mawusi, what's happening?
How are you?
Blessings happening. Yes.
How are you doing?
How are you doing?
You're with child.
Yes. And just calling to comment on the fact that you can, not only you can, but it is best to be vegetarian and being pregnant. Talking about being with child.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And you have 5 already.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have. And of the 5, I have had 4 vegan pregnancies. 5 vegan pregnancies because I'm pregnant now.
Yeah. I'll pray. So tell us a little bit about, just what it is and how you prepare yourself. And, another thing I wanted to, do you do enemas?
Absolutely. All the way up until, they usually people, are afraid to do them when they're big and, 8, 9 months.
That's interesting. Let's stay there, because that's some education. Because if you talk to people that even do enemas, even women, and they just would say that that's just not the thing to do. And here you are, a veteran,
It would be kind of foolish not to do them, especially since, let's go into their medical studies, which say that your peristalsis is slow during a pregnancy, and meaning that your body's ability to eliminate waste, to eliminate poop is not easy during pregnancy. If doing the enemas and cleaning out the colon does absolutely help that process, does eliminate that as a problem. So that I have not had, as a matter of fact, I've had better bowel function than I could have, that I'm sure my counterparts whom are just vegetarian who don't do enemas.
I mean that's interesting, because people would think that would, I've heard the myth of that would drown the baby. More so, of course, the nutrient theory, people are afraid of losing nutrients, or they're afraid of pulling on the womb and causing a person to go into early labor or having contractions or something. And I don't have any early labor issues. In regards to that, I have never in my doing the enemas since 1997, which means 1, 2, 3, 4 babies doing enemas, and I haven't had any problems with going into early labor. Wow.
I have not had any issues with having uterine contractions because of it.
You are the vanguard of this. You know that, right? I mean, you are the lady. I mean, that can talk about this, because there's so much myth and people are so fearful. And I've seen like women who have been into the mucusless diet piece and practice it on a certain level, and then they get pregnant and they just forsake it. You know what I mean? They go back to eating meat, and just.
Well, one of the things that could be an issue is that when you get pregnant, you get very stirred up, and it's not easy to control those cravings when you're so stirred up by the pregnancy hormones and all that type of stuff that's going on in your body. And that's why the whole myth, the whole thing in regards to craving foods and stuff, you're so stirred up.
Eating
what
for
it
two.
is the body is trying to eliminate all of those bad oils and things that are in the cellular. It's stirred up to get that crap out. And so that's what it's basically trying to do. Once you...
So you're getting movement. You're getting a lot of more movement. You're getting a lot,
because the body is trying to eliminate. It's trying to eliminate in order to make something that is whole.
Now say that one more time where people can hear that.
It's trying to eliminate in order to make... you know what I'm saying? You're making a baby. And the body is not an instrument that makes junk. Let's be real. So with that being the case, it's trying to pull from you. It's stirring up all that crap, getting that out in order to be able to have an unobstructed body so that it can have and make you crave better food in order to create something. You're making something with better food. That's the intention of the
because it's a path that the baby comes through your body. So relieving the obstruction would just make sense, wouldn't it?
That's the only way. Because the placenta is a filtering organ. Not only does it filter blood, it filters the blood that comes through to the baby. It filters things that come out from the baby as well. Okay. So, what is a filter? A filter is something that removes obstruction. Yes. So, you have to be real with that.
Yeah, and, teach.
So
with your back.
Instead of craving to eat those things, look at it as my body is eliminating those things. Instead of saying that I should go out and buy that, what my body is eliminating.
Yeah. Well, see, that word elimination is something that is a bad word in terms of the Western medicine. The whole thing is about filling yourself up. And I know you probably having cravings for stuff. I don't know, but you're doing the enemas.
I'm balancing my I am eating, I am consuming more, like for instance with my normal diet, I do eat a large portion of fruits and vegetables and things like that. And I do eat a little more, I'm going to say about 30% more starch than I ate before. Yes, I do. And
that's a craving, right? That's something
that is my craving. It is, and I'm also continuing my enema schedule, and I'm also continuing my half a plate of salad. I do whole plate, sit down to whole plates of cabbage, whole plates of, vegetables, broccoli and what have you. I do not do a meal without vegetables. And then in the beginning of my pregnancy, I had issues with fruit. It would stir me up a lot, but I still continue to forge ahead because that was what was needed to clean me out the cellular level.
Right, yeah. Okay.
So that's what I did.
Now, what are the starches, if you don't mind saying, just some of the transitionary kinds of starches that you incorporate?
Well, we get like the cases of sweet potatoes, so we do a lot of sweet potatoes that week. We do flatbread, we do couscous, and I'm also doing. I know people don't consider lima beans as a starch, but we use it as a starch in our home.
Right.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Doing almond milk. I'm doing almond milk. I'm doing in some cases I'm doing cereal. Sometimes I don't do it every week or every day.
And what kind of you get like those 100% wheat kinds or what kind of?
Absolutely. I don't do. It's not necessarily. Some of it has oats in it, granola.
Yeah, I like cereal.
You like cereal?
Yeah.
You funny. and it nuts in it. I do nuts as one of the starches too. Yeah, so mostly granolas.
But we're not talking about like gluttony.
Cookies. Vegan cookies.
Vegan
I was telling on
cookies.
myself. Like, yeah,
That's all right though.
it's
that's what it is.
Because
people be thinking you be deprived, but it don't. It's not a deprivation.
And you irrigating.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole key is we go through this piece trying to transition ourselves away from all these different foods, and we have bad days. But at the end of the day, I feel good when I know I've irrigated.
You know what? It's all real. It's all real, and to do that, to irrigate and to eat vegan, and to have days where I have eaten mostly had vegetables that whole day, and then what makes me feel good also is to be able to show and prove, because I have done urine tests as well as blood tests that have checked me out to be in better shape than someone who eats everything, meaning that I am not anemic. I am not any type. I don't have any type of deficiency. I do not have any type of disease as far as
because you worked on yourself over the years.
Exactly,
you put in work.
So I have they've checked me out, and everything has been balanced and level. So to be able to show and prove that, that this is what I do on myself daily. This is what I live, and though people may be afraid, like, oh, it's protein deficiency or it's this or that deficiency. I don't have those deficiencies. I don't have those deficiencies because I know how to balance my life.
You say you've done it. This will be the fifth. Is it the fourth child or the fifth child?
This will be the fifth pregnancy. The fifth child, vegan pregnancy.
Right. So it's been tested.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been tested now.
The kid tested, mother approved.
Yeah, mother approved. What now? I mean, you should be delivering like right now, right? I mean, like maybe we can get an exclusive, like
y'all some fools.
We can get the real radio show going. We can go over into Hans,
People
radio.
People be really listening to y'all like they got people delivering babies
on the.
But I know it's due like right now, right around now. And,
it's due right around now.
Now, had you done how many of the births have you done that was home births or outside of the institution?
Well, as far we all have to remember that the institution has different beliefs than people whom are vegan, and so people whom choose a different lifestyle. So I would just say that for that I'm going to start and say that from the moment that I began to understand the necessity to keep my baby safe is when I began to do it. So that's
Now, is there anything that you can say to women out there, and men and couples, and about just like from your heart, or from like some things that you really want to say, and like what you're doing, what you're going through, how you feel about the whole piece of being pregnant, of just birthing, and just is there anything you want to say? I mean, this is your hour now, or your few. We got 10 more minutes of the show, so this is you. However you want to go,
With you have to remember that one of the things that I always say in the Proverbs is that if you ignore your health, then it will go away. And the first thing that was said to wake up my codes was that you need to do your research, and your research needs to be done on yourself. And always, Mike says empirical evidence. Well, the only way you can have empirical evidence is to have experience, and experience is knowledge.
Yeah.
And to only listen to others, and to only just collect the information and never do it on yourself is belief. So in order to have that empirical evidence for which you stand as an authentic example of health, not just an author of a book about health for which you have just simply read a book or you simply are regurgitating information from a book, you must actually do. And in order to do, you cannot get scared if it gets too real. That's what Willie always said. So with that being the case, it's absolutely imperative that we take steps out there and take risks, because if one looks just at their immediate family, no one can say that they don't have diabetes, heart disease, stroke, cancer in their immediate sister, brother, mother, family. You know what I'm saying? Or that these people have died of this. We really do need to study their diets. We really do need to study how they live in order to discern if that is right and correct for you, that individual, and if that is what you want to carry on as your experience and your legacy in your life. So, that is the information that I put forward, and always, and that I can stand as an authentic example of, as I get in my life, I get involved in my life, and I do the work on myself in order to determine if this is how far I want to go, or if I feel like I can go even further in regards to my health, because I can go out and collect wealth every day. I can dress up and look cute and have cars and have clothes and have status. But how many of us, put that much energy into our bodies?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the, like you say, that's the question right there to ask, and there ain't gonna be a lot of people that's gonna answer back. I mean, because that's where people are. They are stuck on. Or the priority is not there. I think everybody thinks about their health, but it's not like 1, 2, 3 on the list.
They're going out to seek other people, to ask other people to tell them about their health.
Right.
Rather than trialing, go ahead and how about listen, but go home and do some trial and error yourself too.
Yeah, well, that would take too much work. It would get in the middle of PlayStation time.
Right. It's hard to do an enema when you're sitting there blowing somebody's brains out on a video game.
Yeah. I mean, this is So I mean, my whole I look at y'all as a couple, as a family, as the courageous family in the camp. With the birthing piece. I mean, y'all are the vanguard, and I don't know, if I'll ever get a chance to experience that, because I think I'm done with children. But,
Hear that, Babaji?
Yeah, I think I'm done, and we did the midwifery thing, but, I don't think that I'm be able to really get deep into it, because as you were saying, with every child, you've learned more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
So you're like a whale now, with information, and so I mean we really appreciate it, and we really stand have reverence for that, and just to let you know publicly, like we respect what you do, what y'all do as a family, and I'll always be there to back you up, and consider y'all family and everything. And so we would like to. Another thing before we go, is this youth gonna be a boy or a girl?
Only it knows. Oh. We don't know.
Okay.
We don't know.
All right.
We just know it's healthy, and we have been. When they checked us, they were just surprised at the amount of vitality the child had.
Oh, pray.
Yeah.
So when you deliver and when you get settled down, we'll have you in the studio and you can really talk about this piece. And I appreciate you calling in, and just take it easy and Get you it's this cold outside, so get you a bag of cookies and
that's what
curl up and just, and then
with
at
my
the
cookies.
end of the day, do your
It's getting close, but
I mean, it should be like, I'm thinking this. We actually got a little pool going, and I'm saying Friday. I'm saying
Friday. That's too far. How about tomorrow?
That's what I'm saying. I was saying today. So maybe
I was going with Sister
tonight,
Benita because she was saying that was her birthday. So she was saying that.
Oh, her birthday's Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was gonna have it on her birthday, so I was kind of sticking with her projection.
Okay.
So,
okay. She the only reason why I would consider Friday. She the only reason. Other than that, today.
Hey,
right.
Hey, well, I mean, that's a hell of a commitment to a friend.
For real.
Yeah, really.
But you know what? Really, it could be tomorrow. Really.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
It's just because I love her. That's all. Other than that.
Well, I'm predicting Friday, and I think Mike has said today. So I think baby Babaji, what are you saying? When you think the baby will be here?
I don't know, but want to know what I gotta say? People, do not only change babies' diapers, change their health.
Yeah. That is true.
There you go.
That's great.
Cause I mean that's the thing.
That's a heavy statement.
So that's real powerful. I mean that's real powerful. I know one of the things that I've noticed a lot of people that first, I'm kind of on the front lines of seeing folks initially getting into the diet, and one of the things they immediately notice when they walk around with that new level of consciousness is they see how just mothers with their children and how and how hard the mother has to work to force the kid to eat something that it doesn't want to eat.
Yeah.
And when the kid just wants to do what it does, and you're poisoning it, just stuffing it with this stuff that you think it's supposed to have, and that's something that, like
that's
I said,
because she stuffed herself with it while she was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And I mean, I don't have an issue with getting my children to eat vegetables at a very early.
Or fruit.
At the time, and fruit.
I've seen them crush apples
breastfeeding,
like apples were a lemon meringue pie. I mean, like they were just so happy, to have big old apples,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
that's
I mean, it does matter what you feed your child. Yeah. Program your child's health.
Hey, we got to get out of here, but we thank you for calling in, and
thank you.
We will be wishing for the new child to come here safe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All praises.
Peace,
y'all.
Tell everybody we say hello.
Yeah.
Peace.
Okay.
Thank you.
Peace, y'all.
All right. Peace. Yeah. Yes. That was
just excellent. I mean, just
definitely.
People are doing things.
People are doing things.
Empirical knowledge.
Empirical knowledge. That's all we got to say. So this is the end of the program. As always, it's a pleasure to broadcast out to you. As we say, don't just listen to the show. You go act. Get the Mucusless Diet book, read it, start practicing the thing. And that's the only way you're gonna know if what we talking about is what it is. So this is Professor Spira,
Brother Air,
Baby Babaji, and Sugar Eatin'.
All right, peace, love, and breath.